no lives matter. This is straight war. I'll be real with you. It's war. We're at war. This isn't like they say. There's no friends at war. So I respect the guy. As you said, he's done well. All that good stuff, but we're fighting.
To fight? No, as of yet, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to go get my head bashed in. Sparring is sparring, and we can see some sort of technicality being shown. Now, a lot of people are calling it fake. They're saying that it's set up.
Jared Anderson, Lawrence Okoli, some of the best the sport's got in the heavyweight division. And he said there's no way these guys are actually going in there and sparring to the full extent. Look, you're a fighter. You've had so many camps throughout your life. Do you think Jake is almost asking them to go easy, or do you think this is proper sparring going on?
The point of sparring is to learn. The point of sparring is not for them to get in there and give Jake a concussion so he can't fight.
Anthony Joshua repeatedly exposes Jake Paul's knockout sparring as fake, claiming the clips exaggerate his effectiveness. He stresses that real sparring should be fair and intense, warning that the ring will reveal the truth. Despite calling out the staged nature, Joshua still acknowledges Paul as a worthy opponent deserving respect.
Him as a boxer?
Yeah, definitely. He's always wanted to be a boxer. He's got a stand-up game. I respect him as a boxer.
Some analysts have criticized Jake Paul's sparring footage, claiming it's staged to highlight only the moments where he lands knockouts. They argue that releasing selective clips doesn't provide a full picture of his performance or abilities. Critics suggest that at least 3 to 4 complete rounds should be shown to assess the sessions fairly. Additionally, they point out that the sparring partner Paul knocked out isn't particularly skilled, making him easier to hit than a high-level heavyweight. These observations raise questions about how representative the clips are of Paul's true preparedness and whether his in-ring effectiveness against elite fighters can be accurately judged from such selective highlights.
Sparring videos, I agree with that. If we're going to see that clip of you knocking this guy down, we want to see at least a full round. We want to see what you're actually doing. If you're going to show us knocking this guy down, show us more. Is his opponent any good? Okay, that's another very good question. His opponent may just be, and we couldn't really see much of him there. He didn't really throw a shot. His opponent might be a nobody. His opponent might be a guy who started box fit a few weeks ago. So that's a very good point. It's things like this we have to actually ask when we, boxers essentially putting up videos of them knocking people out. Who is this guy? You need to know that, because then that kind of qualifies that knockout or knockdown to be good or bad.
On Jake Paul's sparring sessions, suggesting that the heavyweights aren't giving their full effort. He explains that the purpose of sparring is to learn and improve, but in these cases the fighters are holding back. According to Tate, they are being paid by Paul, so their main goal is to fulfill the session rather than challenge him seriously. This means punches lack full intensity, and defensive pressure is reduced, limiting the realism of the sparring. Tate emphasizes that while these sessions may help Paul rehearse techniques, they don't truly replicate the experience of facing a high-level, competitive opponent.
Do you think that's everything wrong with the sport?
I think as a boxing purist, it's quite upsetting to watch, young fighters struggle to pay the bills and struggle in little shithole gyms around the country trying to get big money fights and going through the Olympics and going through the amateurs and not being able to pay their bills. And I understand how frustrating that can be. So I think that's where the frustration comes from. I don't think it's everything that's wrong with boxing. I think that anything that gets people to tune in to a boxing match is good for the sport.
One more comment that he said was, Jake's been sparring Frank Sanchez, Jared Anderson, Lawrence Okoli, some of the best the sport's got in the heavyweight division. And he said there's no way these guys are actually going in there and sparring to the full extent. Look, you're a fighter. You've had so many camps throughout your life. Do you think Jake is almost asking them to go easy, or do you think this is proper sparring going on?
The point of sparring is to learn. The point of sparring is not for them to get in there and give Jake a concussion so he can't fight. So are they trying to knock Jake out? No. But are they giving him enough work for him to learn?